Hi, my name's Russell Thorpe. I'm the Executive Director of Beacon Partnerships. Recently I went to Papua New Guinea to Christian Leaders Training College. There's a project up there in terms of putting in solar power to replace what is coming in on the grid. There are many reasons for that, but one of them is economic. And once this is up and running, it's going to save the college around 250,000 New Zealand dollars a year. That's a significant saving, but it is still a significant investment. Christian Leaders Training College is situated on about 400 acres of land. There's around 600 people living on the campus, so having power like this makes a big difference. So far there have been 998 panels installed on suitable roofs around the college. We're going to get to see some of those in the next few slides. The hatchery capacity is around 300 kilowatts per day, and that's important. It's a large roof, but the hatchery needs power, and of course it's got its own generator. The library produces about 80 kilowatts per day, and the remaining 6 systems are going to produce around 700 kilowatt hours per day. Historically, the college has consumed about 900 kilowatt hours per day. Here are the theology classrooms, and you can see the panels on them. They're on both sides, and to the right of those classrooms is the library, which I have not got a shot of. The hatchery is way up behind on the right along the road down towards the farm. The wives classroom is here, and behind it the kindy, and then one of the grade 1 and 2 classrooms. They are covered in panels, as you can see, and as you go further down there you'll see the engineering, and behind that is the battery storage and the generator. Here's the distance education and the BTH classroom, again covered in panels. It's quite something when you go there and see all of this. In the library we have an inverter in what used to be the old radio room. It's important that each of the sets of panels has an inverter, and that changes the current from the panels and sends it down towards the battery storage. This all goes through a system which measures the amount of energy being produced every hour, every day, and you can see that on this next screen here. This was the particular amount coming in at this time of the day. It was in the morning, it was quite sunny, and so that's very helpful to get a gauge on the progress over each week. Here's the battery room, the battery shed. It's down by the engineering. And here's Don McLean. He's looking at the batteries that are there in that particular set of batteries. There's room for quite a few more, as you can see, and of course it's been built to house more batteries. These batteries are around 110 kilos each. Takes 2 men to lift them, and those 2 rows of batteries will produce about 2 hours of power for the college. So as you can see, it would be wonderful if the more people would have the vision to be able to help provide some funding to help increase the number of batteries here to make full use of the solar power. The generator is a very special piece of equipment that sits there. It's quite large, and it's sort of combining, it's a diesel generator, but at the same time it's able to work with the batteries and with the grid power coming in, and it's like a hub of the whole system to make it work, and you'll see why in a minute. Here is the isolating transformer coupling the battery inverters to the CLTC power system. Those orangey yellow things are sitting inside that large sort of shed there, that grey piece of equipment. So there's a lot of air surrounding that. They must get really quite warm. There are 11 sets of panels with inverters, totaling 420 peak kilowatts when the sun shines. They average about 210 kilowatts, which equates to the diesel generator. There are 2 catches, of course. It only produces this when the sun shines, and secondly, it needs batteries to function safely. So by law, the inverters must not work without external power, diesel or PNG power. the panels will overpower and wreck the generator if left at full power without the batteries. And we lose solar power until the batteries are connected. So more batteries are needed, as I explained before. A small repair is needed to get a missing battery replaced in one of those stacks to enable 2 hours of power a day. At the moment it's only giving 1. And this is going to cost around 15,000 New Zealand dollars. Here's Maui. He's one of the lecturers at CLTC. He's going to continue his studies and do a PhD through AGST in the Philippines. But he wants to thank all of you, and he's representative of the staff and faculty and students at the college who are so thankful for donors that have contributed towards this project. Thank you for your generous support. And we praise God that this will enable the college to save around 250,000 New Zealand dollars a year when it's fully operational. If you would like to make a contribution to this, then feel free to click the donate button on our e-news and put in solar as the descriptor. May the Lord bless you. Thank you for listening to this presentation.